In this final section, we're going to be taking all of our work and delivering it using a declarative Jenkins pipeline. The declarative Jenkins pipeline is the preferable method because it's both well structured, but also works across any branch. The whole concept is that you're going to have the same pipeline function across all of your different branches for a code base. A very common use case, for example, when dealing with a multi-branch pipeline, is only publishing, for example, creating the jar file if the branch happens to be the main one or master. This gives a lot of flexibility, but more specifically, helps you do continuous integration because the idea is that you want any code change, regardless of branch, to go through the same basic test and automation process. The format of the declarative pipeline is more structured than the scripted one. In this case, you must declare a pipeline block for containing your code. You then have to divide the pipeline up into stages, which is why there is a stages section. We have the same content as our scripted pipeline, but with some of these minor differences. Another difference is that stages have to contain steps. And so we have both a step section to both of our stages. Additionally, if you're going to run groovy style functions, you have to put that inside of a script block. Otherwise, the content is exactly the same as what it was inside of our scripted pipeline. We have our credentials binding with our GitHub publish Maven. We're still using the with Maven bindings with our settings XML and calling the same underlying commands, as well as using the same post actions for dealing with Jacoco, JUnit, and PMD. When it comes to setting up a multi-branch pipeline, the process is a bit different. New item, give it a name, select multi-branch pipeline, give it another name, but in this case, we're just going to give it the location of the code base. In our case, Git, with our credential, and the behavior is going to be that it's going to discover the branches associated with this code base. Additionally, the default location of our pipeline is just Jenkins file in the root of the repository. When we hit save, it's going to immediately scan for all of the branches on the repository. It's going to set up a folder representing the entire repository where it's then going to have a job or pipeline for each branch. In the case of us only having a main branch, it's going to start by running that. We're going to look at its content by using the Blue Oceans plugin. You can see now that it's worked. If you go to the job page, you're going to see all the output you had on both the freestyle job and the scripted pipeline. You're going to have your coverage trends, your PMD warnings, as well as the artifacts that came from the with Maven command. You can also verify that it was uploaded by looking at the packages on the repository. You can see here that our first build worked, so we have version 1.1.